hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome back to my channel. So in case you're new here, my name is Chris. It's so nice to meet you. And to all my longtime followers, thanks for coming back, y'all. Okay, y'all, so this is not really going to be like all that formal because honestly, it's been pretty rough today. Okay, it's been pretty rough. So, but I still want to do this. Like, I want to get on here and I want to talk about some of the stuff. I said I was going to come back and talk about some of the stuff that I've loved and have been using and stuff like that. So here we go. So as I was getting ready this morning, I thought it would be cool to kind of come on here to let you know what I currently have left as far as foundations and concealers, because I've done a lot of decluttering over the past year. Like, I don't want to say like I am currently like minimalist or anything, but I have gotten rid of a lot, like a whole lot. And that includes like things in my house as well. So I definitely have a new outlook on items and products and the way I shop. It's just a little bit different. I have this container left. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. There's some hair stuff in here. There's some makeup in here. But these all are going out in some way. There's some empties in here. So I might like make a video or something going through this with you all before I actually get rid of it. But today I'm sharing what I have left. None of these items are new. Like, they have been around. They are not new launches or anything like that. They are tried and true. First up, as far as liquid foundations, I currently have, matter of fact, this is wrong. I think I said that they weren't expired. This is actually expired. This is Fenty Beauty's Pro Filter Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation. This is the first one that launched a while back. I have the shade 420. And I purchased this last summer. I think it was like June last summer. So this is currently expired and I have half left. So yeah, I really do like this foundation, but over the past year, I haven't really liked the look of full foundation on my skin. But when I am in the mood for like fuller coverage or something like that, this is a foundation that I can use and it looks really good on my skin. So the shade 420 is sometimes a little bit dark for me depending on what's going on. If I've been out in the sun a lot, like, you know, summertime, then it works pretty well. Sometimes it can look a little bit orange, but I've worn this and have gotten compliments on, you know, my skin and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that this is probably the best shade match for me currently from Fenty. But what I like about this foundation is the way it holds up on my skin. And on my smile lines and everything. So I do have like fine lines around my mouth, in my forehead, around my eyes. You know, like the typical expression areas. Okay. I'm currently doing laundry. This foundation holds up really well along my expression lines and stuff like that. I don't really have to worry about too much creasing or anything. It is matte, but on me it's not like a dry matte. I still kind of have a little bit of a sheen to my skin, so it looks fairly natural. I believe I only use about like a pump. So the way I like to apply this is with a brush. I know a lot of people like to use a sponge with this, but I haven't been really successful with using a sponge with this. Maybe the sponge needs to be dry, but if I use a damp sponge, I don't think that this like applies as well, or I think I need way more product than I should need. So I prefer to use this with a brush. I mentioned that mine is expired. It does have a shelf life of 12 months. And what I've been doing, I mentioned this last year, that whenever I get a product now, like I literally put like a piece of tape or like use a Sharpie and write the day that I open the item. A lot of times I think we hold on to products too long and then we end up with breakouts and things are just not working right and so forth. So I find that putting the date on all of my items, no matter what, like no matter how excited I am, I will put the date on the items. It says I opened this June 2018, so it's expired. So the second and last liquid foundation that I own that is not expired and that I can use is Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Normal to Oily Skin Foundation. So this has been around for literally ever, seems like, right? The shade I currently have is 356 Warm Coconut. And I opened this July 18th, 2019. So I have had multiple colors of this over the years, and I always end up gravitating towards it again and putting it back in my stash because it's one of the ones that I feel the color looks good. on my skin. It doesn't look really like artificial or anything like that. I think Maybelline does a really good job in the matte and poreless line of kind of capturing different skin tones and undertones and things like that. It's really, they do a solid job of that, I think. So the shade 356 right now for me is probably a little bit too dark. Again, I just got this a couple months ago when I was darker, but we're headed toward the end of summer and I'm starting to lighten up a bit, so I'm probably going to have to pick up another shade. So I get a really natural finish with using a sponge. This is the Real Technique sponge. And if I want like a more matte finish, like an even matter finish, I would use like a brush like this. This is the Sedona Lace FB07 brush that I got back in like what, 2014? Still have it. I done glued it back together and everything. Okay. All right. So up next is a powder foundation from BH Cosmetics, and I believe this is a foundation. It might not be. It might just be a simple pressed powder, but it's their Studio Pro pressed powders. They look like this. They used to have like a silver label that actually told you what the product is, but I've had these open for a while. 3/26/2018, and I purchased them before that and stuff like that. But anyways, I have shade 250 here, and I have shade 240. Let me pop this open. Goodness gracious. Okay, hold on. All right, so here's, what in the world? 250 and 240. Okay, I'm gonna get it together, y'all. I'm gonna get it together. Might not be today, but I'm gonna get it together. The wear is okay. I definitely have to reapply throughout the day, but until I find something better, this is what I have. I like to use these both with a brush and or with a sponge. It comes with like a sponge like this, which is really good, and I can also use like a sponge like this. And when you use the sponge, you are getting like coverage. Like the coverage is very high when you use it with a sponge, so you have to be kind of careful, but it looks flawless. When you use a brush, you can get flawless coverage, but it's not as like covered, you know what I mean? So it's a really good amount of coverage if that's what you're looking for. I did end up trying MAC's powder. Yes, y'all, I finally tried a MAC product, and I'm actually wearing a MAC lipstick on my lips. So I tried a couple things from MAC, only those two things, but NW45 I believe is my MAC shade. That's probably the closest I'm going to get. I might be able to do NW43, but I haven't tried it. So as of right now, this is what I've been using whenever I want, just like a quick coverage. The lasting power on this, once again, is not that long. I mean, I could probably get like a couple hours before I have to reapply. So this is just something that I like to kind of have around. If you know of a really good powder foundation, let me know, because I do like the ease of just being able to dust this on and it be good to go. So let me know if you have any good powder foundation recommendations. That kind of sounded like I was rapping. Powder foundation recommendations. So my favorite item, I think out of all I've mentioned so far, are these. These are Maybelline's Instant Age Rewind concealers, and I have several here. I have 4, all different colors. Yes, they're all different colors. I have 4 of these, and this is what I have been using probably like for like a year straight. Like, I don't even remember when I purchased this. I know I talked about the shade Caramel before. I believe I mentioned it in like a favorites video or something, but I am using the crap out of these concealers. These are fantastic for my skin type and whatever my skin has going on, you know what I mean? They're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful, and I'm so glad they decided to incorporate darker colors, because for a while they only had like lighter shades and I think like a couple medium shades, but now they have shades that are darker. So y'all, I live in these. I live in these. Like, I'm wearing them today. This is what I'm usually wearing like 99.9% of the time if I'm wearing anything on my skin. So they're fantastic. So I have shade Caramel, looks like this. Okay, very empty, and I have a backup right there. So I have shade Tan, looks like this. I have Hazelnut. I have Hazelnut, and I have Warm Olive, which is the newest one to me. So I've literally been using these concealers as my foundation substitutes. So for instance, today I have hazelnut everywhere, like this. Like, I have hazelnut under my eyes, I have a tiny bit here, a little bit here around my mouth, right? And blend it out. And hazelnut on the skin initially looks kind of like a color corrector for me. But when I blend it out, for some reason, it just kind of works, and it gives my face the warmth that it needs to match the rest of my body. And then as my actual concealer under my eyes, I used shade Caramel under my eyes. A little, the world's smallest amount in my forehead, because I have lines there, so I don't like to put a lot of product there. And a very small amount on my nose. And I accidentally put a little on top of my lip. I meant to use hazelnut, but I picked up the wrong one. Anyways, that's it. That's what I used. So I love these. They last all day on my face. Like, I may have to touch up like slightly under the eyes, like if I want to, but I think that these are probably the most natural looking concealers, in my case, slash foundations, that I've probably ever tried. They're up there. I mean, there's been very few products that have performed this natural skin-like on my skin. So that's what I've been using, y'all, and they are like my absolute favorite. I've had this open since last September, so these are currently on their last leg, these two. For me, the best way I like to apply these is with a brush or with my actual fingers. They blend out very well that way. The last item that I have in my stash is something that I don't use anymore, but I'm holding on to it for color reference for the most part. But it's the LA Girl Pro Conceal, and both of these shades is Fawn. I haven't come across a concealer that is this color yet. Okay, like all four of the Maybelline ones, none of them are this color. And this is like a really nice yellow based brown tan color. So if you know of a concealer that's this color, let me know in the comments, because I've been looking and I can't find anything. But the reason I don't use this right now is because it just hasn't been sitting very well on my skin anymore. So I really enjoyed these a couple years ago. I reviewed them and swatched them and everything, but my skin just changes sometimes, and I have to kind of switch out of things. Not saying that the product is bad or anything like that, but it just doesn't work as well as the Maybelline ones for me right now, so I don't really use it. I am 35 now. I just had a birthday on September 13th, so things change. Things have been changing forever, seemed like. Whew. But yeah. Alright, y'all, so yeah, that's it. I do have a couple color correctors, like literally two different types, but other than that, that is my foundation and concealers. That's what I've been using and or not using, and I don't really know what else to say. So I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today. If so, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope to see you soon in another video. Take care. Alright, y'all, so before I completely end the video, I wanted to thank you. I'm sorry. Alright. I just want to thank you for your response to the previous video that I posted last Friday. I don't know when this video is going to actually come out, but I actually recorded the other video on like the 11th, September 11th, I believe. And it's been rough since. Like, I was feeling, I had high energy that day and everything. And I already knew this was going to happen. Part of me knew this was going to happen. But it's been rough ever since, right? So, okay. No, I'm not doing this. Hold on. Okay. Alright. I wasn't going to put this in here because in the video, but I'm sorry. I almost ended the video multiple times because I am a mess. I'm a mess. It hurts. I don't even know if I'm gonna put this in here. Okay. I'm not even going to look up right now. I'm going to try to control some of this. Okay? Literally. I told you guys. I snot. I get really red. And it's just a mess. So, anyways. I popped the camera back on because I wanted to thank you. I forgot to thank you in the first, go around of recording this video. So I just wanted to come in and say thank you for all of the emails and the tips and suggestions you left on the previous video. I couldn't answer all of them. So I went and thumbs up everything. And I still got to go back and do the rest. But I have read your comments and everything. I just want you to know that, you're not just throwing out suggestions and everything and I'm not getting it, So, thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm not really feeling too confident right now about actually even doing this. This was rough, okay? Like, I haven't edited my footage yet, but it was rough, y'all. Like, I stopped a lot. I had pain throughout, and it wasn't easy, But I had got dressed, and I was ready, and I was feeling like I could do it, and I started, and shortly after starting it, I was like, I can't. But I wanted to see if I could just push through and do it, and I'm sorry if the video was kind of awful. But, oh, it's not. Why? I don't know if I can do this. Okay. I gotta get off of here. I just wanted to thank you. Seriously. That's all. Like, I literally sat down and said I wanted to thank you, and then I kind of did this extra, okay? Today's a rough day. But it's okay. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. Yeah. Alright. I'm sorry, y'all.
Be sure to check out my channel homepage and our new channel, The Wind Down with Chris and Ty, for lots more to watch.